Hans Wormhat, send this video to people who believe in great whites. Great whites are probably the biggest hoax of the ocean, I would say, and it's just a fake spook animal that they have to try to make you afraid of the ocean, and they love to get people to believe in fantastical things. They love to create reality, and just because people see thing on a screen, they think it's real. They think it's real life. How many of you have seen a great white in real life? I'm guessing none of you. They don't keep these in aquariums. They'll make up a million excuses about why they don't keep these in aquariums. And the truth is that they're just not real animals. It's a fantasy. It's like a werewolf, except for people know werewolves aren't real. But great whites, it's just a scary animal that they tell you about, but it's not real. It's CGI. So this is something that you need to wake up to when it comes to nature documentaries. They are produced. It's produced footage. How do they get all this footage? Go to Google and type in great white sharks. Okay, how many people do you know who have had one-on-one interactions with great white sharks? All right, go to Google and type in great white and look at how many images there are just like this. How many people are sitting there scuba diving ready to take photos like this? Thousands and thousands? Why are the photos of great whites, orangutans, why gorillas, we have thousands and thousands of high quality produced images, but then if you go try to find just like a photo of some normal thing like a squirrel or something, you don't get so many produced photos. Who's taking all these? And another thing about great whites is they have dead eyes. They have no life in them. You can see that it's just dead shark eyes. And they always love to poke fun at the truth about great white sharks. They're not they're not going to tell you the truth about great white sharks. The truth is that they're a hoax. They're not real. But with their hoaxes, they love to constantly talk about, oh, the truth about this, the truth about this. Who's taking these shots? Who took this image? Who are all these people getting up close and personal? That one looks real dodgy. And then you just have to start asking yourself, like, why Photoshop? Like, this is clearly Photoshop, right? Why do they have to Photoshop? This one looks really comical to me. So, what's going on here? I think that there's probably different things. I think people have been making up animals of the ocean for a long time. Think back to maps. How, whenever there were old time maps in the ocean, they would draw these fantastical creatures. And people know that fishermen lie all the time about what they catch. It's just a hoax that they kept telling it enough, and people eventually bought it. Surfers love it because it keeps people out of the water. I'm sure that sometimes they talk about great white sightings when they know that there's going to be some beautiful weather coming up and they know that the surf is going to be good. I'm sure they let people know, oh, there's great whites out there. And then they just go surfing. Oh, look how brave that person is. They're so brave. They go out there even though there was a great white shark sighting. No, they just know the truth. Look, it's like a prop that they drag through the water. So yeah, some of them, most of them today are probably CGI. Go try to find images. So here's like another thing. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of beautiful images of great whites doing anything you want them to be doing because it's Photoshop. They can make them do whatever and they can always get it to be a great shot. But now try to do that 20 years ago. Try to find a million images of great whites from the 1980s or the 1990s. Since CGI wasn't so cheap back then, and there weren't just people who could do this stuff on their free time. There are people that will make up a shark story and just, they're good at Photoshop, so they make up some Photoshop image and they push it out there. People will buy it up. News agencies will buy it up. Hey, can we use your image? Oh yeah, sure. It's just Photoshop. But there are people out there that can do this stuff in their free time if they're good at Photoshop. And that's why there's so many images. Do you really think that there's that many people out there with cameras getting all these images of great whites with their mouths open every time? Rumors. Great white shark rumors. Do you see? This looks straight out of Jaws, like a mechanical. But I mean, who knows? Is this some? I'm sure they have some, like, mocked up, just like a toy. This could even be a toy. You never know because there's no perspective. This could be a little toy. That's actually my guess. Now that I'm looking at this, since there's no perspective, it kind of just looks like a little toy great white. But they might have models. This just reminds me of, there's these toys that you can get. Alien Autopsy. You buy this like plastic alien and you cut open the alien's stomach and you look at what's inside of it. They can make this type of thing. And so there is a shark, but it's not a human eater. But you can go look into this. There's a shark called the basking shark, which is a large shark, and it does look a lot like the great white. So I don't know if they're taking some real animals and just trying to make them look a little bit different and trying to sell it as something that it's not. This is one of the best images, old images I could get though. But then look at these where it's like clear, obvious, bad Photoshop. Bright orange. We got more bright orange. So there's a few 33s when it comes to the great white shark. Apparently Sir Andrew Smith gave it its generic name in 1833. So it's been known for a long time. The reason I picked this is that, I mean, that really isn't that long ago. Shouldn't they have known about something like this way before 1833? But that's besides the point. History gets very fuzzy anywhere, even in the 1800s. That's not really believable. But the point is, where is all the great white footage from the 70s and the 60s and the 50s and the 40s? If you go look today, there's so many images of great white sharks with their heads out of the water, with their mouth open. Okay, where are those images from the 50s? It clearly isn't a rare thing, even though these are supposed to be a vulnerable species. Go back in time, and it's very, very rare, and you only get a few things. It's fishtails. Fishermen lie. You have always been surrounded by hoaxers. What do Masons like to do more than anything? Write history. Make people believe fantastical tales. They will mock up some sort of fish and sell it to people as being a man killer. They love to just tell stories. Okay, look at this one. Uh, it's like bright white, shining white in the mouth. These images always look dodgy, but it's like you just say, oh, it's an old image, that's why it looks so dodgy. But then you realize that you're surrounded by a bunch of people that lie about everything. This one just looks like a weird Photoshop. There's like different layers. The people, a lot of times in the images, it's like you feel a disconnect. It's like they took a photo of just people standing there smiling for a camera, and then they put this thing in front of it. It's like if this was real life, these people would kind of be interactive. They would look like they're, I don't know. To me, in their faces, it's not like there's this crazy thing happening in front of them. It's just, it looks like an ordinary picture. So if you go back in time, look at this. 1916, New Jersey shore shark attacks inspired Jaws. Clearly, by the time they got around to doing Jaws, they were a lot better at hoaxing these things. Look at this. Look at all the beady-eyed martins in the background, too. Okay, so this is, I just want to keep it on this because this is all you need to see. Why did they look so bad in 1916? Why is this a great white in 1916? How did they change so much? Head of man-eating shark captured at Belford, New Jersey today. It just reminds me of like a National Enquirer story. And the whole idea of the National Enquirer, it's disclosure. They need to tell you what they're going to do. That's why they have the National Enquirer, where everything is like Bat Boy nonsense, because that's what the regular newspaper is too. Bat Boy nonsense. Shark attack. Girl loses her arm. No, it was somebody who was born that way, and then they just come up with this hoax story. Your newspapers are full of garbage, just like the National Enquirer is full of garbage. It's called disclosure, and it's something they do. The real life Jaws, incredible photo of a great white shark, even though you can clearly see that's not a photo, and that's art on the left. Yeah, that's not a photo. There is no real life Jaws. It's make believe. Taxidermied great white shark. So I don't know what the teeth are, but it's, in my opinion, what it is it's either Photoshop, some sort of dummy taxidermy type thing like this. It's a miniature toy that they don't give you any perspective and then they blow it up, make it look big. Or they take something like a basking shark and they add a bunch of teeth in it like this. We got prominent orange holding up this one. Like this, it's just a submersible thing. Think of Ace Ventura when he's hiding inside the fake rhino. It's like a fake little submarine thing. Some of them, maybe even a person can get inside of it and go around. But it's just a mocked up submersible. Fisherman catches giant great white shark by mistake. Okay, but where are the people? This is some big warehouse or something? A fish market? I don't know what's going on in the background, but why are there no people? That's how you know it's Photoshop BS. Where are the people? Oh, there's that one guy way in the background. You're telling me somebody catches a great white and there's not a huge group of people around them? It's BS. They're probably making some symbols over there with the rope. I don't really know. But you can see this is just Photoshop. Giant shark caught off California. Could be a record. It just reminded me of this dramatic squirrel. Great white sharks reach sexual maturity at age 26, while females take 33 years. How do they know that? They don't have any of these in captivity. How do they know 33 years? That's a very specific number to just throw out there. Why don't they say like about 30 or like a little after 30? How can they be so certain? You really think that they've studied enough great whites from birth to age 33 before they figured out that it takes 33? Okay, if you don't know 33, it's Masonic hoax code. 33, Masonic hoax code. That's why the Twin Towers stood for 33 years, because they planned to demolish them. That's why Virginia Tech shooting has 33 casualties, because it's a hoax. That's why there's orange surrounding all of their hoaxes, because orange is 33. Both of these videos were 1 minute and 33 seconds long. Massive great white shark spotted in the air. And it's just CGI. Shark Week. They have a whole week on Nat Geo where that is just CGI people having a field day making great white stories. Why great white sharks are a total mystery. Again, kind of a truth in plain sight thing. Kind of the same thing as like, oh, the truth about great whites. Why great white sharks are a total mystery. You would never hear them say something like that about like squirrels or skunks. Blood flows in the Hoya Cove. A 33-year-old Convair engineer. You're going to hear a lot of stories about sharks involving 33-year-olds, I'm sure. Shark attacks are rising, but you're still 33 times more likely to be killed by a dog. 33 times more likely. That's very specific. This is, sometimes it's like a little bit more subtle. 9 great white sharks suddenly show up near the Carolinas. It's published at 1:33 p.m. If they know that they're posting a story that has to do with one of their hoaxes, check the time that the story was posted at. A lot of times it'll be at like 33. 33 great white. 33. This was just in some, I don't know, biological survey thing. Yep. Pups aren't even an option until females are 33 years old. How could they have that number? See, this is just so obvious when you start seeing things like this. There is no way. When have you ever seen another animal where they say something so specific? They always give ranges because life doesn't work out where exactly when you turn 33, oh, now I'm sexually mature. It would be like a range. Why don't they say from 30 to 35? It's because it's bullshit. 33 is code for bullshit. Masonic bullshit. A lot of evidence to suggest that the largest great whites grow up to 10 meters, 33 feet in length. More than 100 sharks have been spotted off Cape Cod, and Cape Cod is a CC33 reference. Cape Cod CC33, including 33 in the past week. North Carolina shark attacks, 33 in 10 years. Time to write a news article. 33 rare great white shark attack statistics. And there was just this funny thing. There's just this funny thing about Kobe Bryant down here. Shark experts have named a great white after basketball legend Kobe Bryant. I just have a few more slides. Another 33. 330 million year old shark's head. And a thing about Kobe Bryant is used to have the number 33 in high school. Bryant desired to wear 33. Why do these people desire to wear these numbers? Like, why is 33 so important? 33 is so important. It's the main hoax code number. It's the main, I'm a Mason. I love Masonry. I love Freemasonry. I love all the BS. I love the transhumanism. That's what 33 represents when people are obsessed with it. And orange. It means that you're a part of the agenda. All this stuff is so childish. That's why the Bible says that you'll be ruled over by women and children. Well, the women thing, that's something that I talk about on my channel a lot. But the children thing, they really are that childish. They have secret societies with secret codes, but it's so easy that a child can do it. Orange 33.